Yeah.
I'm the odd man out.
Yeah, here read we're looks like we're both dark maroon there.
Stay classic, uninsured CEO. Stay classy. Stay classy.
Oh yeah, Stay Classy CrossFit. One of the first CrossFits I really joined.
How old is that shirt?
10 years.
That's crazy because I bet you go through a lot of shirts.
Yep.
You get a lot of shirts and then you burn through a lot of shirts. You're like, yeah, this one's seen its day.
Hey, but the classic ones, these ones, I try to keep around.
Michael, how much do you weigh right now?
Currently, I'm 185 pounds.
And
so a little bit on the lighter side.
Okay. And how much did you weigh 10 years ago?
10 years ago, I was definitely lighter, probably like 175, maybe top end.
Yeah. You put 5 pounds in each. Arm sleeve. You're like, damn, this
8 months ago, I was 205 pounds. I was bulking up for a big competition that you guys will see hopefully soon on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you tell us the title?
I can't, unfortunately. It's gonna drop like probably in the next couple weeks, but yeah, it's gonna be a big show.
Oh, congratulations! Is it a series or is it a one-off?
It's gonna be a series.
Oh, awesome, dude! Wow, congratulations!
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 34 years old.
God, you look so young. I knew you were gonna say something crazy like that. You look like you're 24. Are you Italian?
I'm Italian.
Say your last. Wait, let me take a stab at it first.
Go for it.
Miraglia.
I'm Middle Eastern.
Very close. It's just a silent G, so it's Miraglia.
Oh, Miraglia. Yeah, I want to put my Middle Eastern twang.
Yeah. You got a little bit going there.
No wonder I get stopped at secondary. And you're living in Vegas?
Living in Las Vegas, been here for the past 6 years now.
Okay. And I remember you because you were on a Kill Taylor episode, and then I remember looking at your Instagram and being like, oh, dang.
That's right. Yeah, it was for the Kill Taylor talent show.
Oh, yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
I was trying to remember what workout you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always try to make the Kill Taylor workouts because some of them look so fun, but like it's never at the time where I'm at the gym that has all of that equipment. I'm always at a different gym that literally has none of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to go back to your roots and then try to figure out how you got those holes in your ear. Where were you born?
I grew up in the Northeast, so I was in Connecticut pretty much the majority of my entire life, all the way till like 23 or something like that.
Okay, so an East Coast kid.
Yep. Grew up in all 4 seasons, got used to that. Like, grew up playing rugby and crew were my 2 main sports that I started with.
No shit, those crew's no joke.
Crew is no joke, and what I found, it literally is just exercise. Like, you never have a match, like they call them regattas, where it's like a cool side-by-side boat race. It's usually like you are so far ahead you can just coast, or you are so far behind that you're never going to win, just like finish out the race. So it was never like a cool moment you have like you see in any of the videos, like boys in the boat. But yeah, it was just exercise. That's all that was.
In miserable practices, Jody Lynn, shout out Connecticut. All right, how's the carnivore going, Jody? Miserable training, absolutely, just devastating training, just like pain cave, pressure from your peers, just a tough one.
Hours on end in the boat, hours on end on the rowing machine. Like, that's all that was. Rugby was where it was really fun. That was the first sport that kind of connected with me. I never really got football, never really got soccer, but as soon as I stepped on the pitch for rugby, like, that's where everything made sense.
How old were you when you started crew?
I think I was like 15. So I've been doing fitness for almost 2 decades. That's when I really started getting into fitness, when I was 15.
Yeah, rowing's no joke either.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, so you're not made for crew.
No, God, no. And even like if you show up in colleges where like they take crew seriously, if you're not 6 foot, they'll tell you just leave.
Did you do crew in
Discrimination.
college?
I didn't do crew in college. I did not want to wake up at 4 a.m. and hit the cold lakes in Ithaca College, New York. Like, did not want to do that.
But if you would have been on that team, you would have been the littlest dude.
Probably one of the shortest.
Hey, a lot of really good athletes that I see like in this space that get into the fitness space and kind of just like the body. I don't like to call it professional exercisers because I don't want to say it demeans it, but it's so much more. And we've seen these guys' skills transfer so well. Like I don't know if you saw Dallin Pepper's video where he went and trained with like the best cheerleading team. And like clearly,
oh damn, no, I didn't see that. That's cool.
It's such a cool video. He has no experience, and they just put him in as the guy, and he kills it. Right?
I'll have to check that out. That's cool. That's a unique twist to go check out.
It is, yeah. It's a good video.
Your running is amazing, and a lot of these guys come from.
Score rating.
I noticed the good runners. They either have a track or cross country. A lot of them have a soccer background. A lot of the girls have a gymnastic background, and you can kind of see where their skills come in. Do you think all of that crew, how do you think that transferred to what you're doing now? Did you just build a massive engine doing that?
So like sports were really important, but like when it came to sports, because I have an identical twin brother too, me and him were easily the most conditioned people on the team. And it never came from practice. It was just like this mentality we had in ourselves, like, hey, before practice, we would go to the gym. And before we even lifted, we would run 5 miles. And we would cook 5 miles in like 30 minutes. So we would hold a 6-minute pace. And we did that every day. And it came to the point when we're in practice, we're just like running laps around people. And we're like, are you guys even trying? Like, this is just easy, an easy jog. So it really came down to like our discipline because we wanted to turn our life around. We were, the fat kids growing up. And I just wanted to reshape that. So I just came up with this discipline, like I'm going to run before I lift. I'm going to lift before practice. And I did that every day.
Okay, now we're getting to the meat of it. Tell me about the fat kid. When did you turn into a fat kid? What grade were you in?
I mean, I was just young. I love food, like Italian background. Like that's how you feed the soul. Like you just eat. But there was this one summer where our house just flooded. So we were in like a motel, like this hotel for probably 3-4 months. And they had this endless buffet, like every morning, every lunch.
Kid's dream.
Exactly. So I just loaded up every single day. And before you know it, like 4 months passed, I like got significantly heavier. And I'm just like, something needs to change.
How old were you?
I was 14.
Do you remember anyone saying anything to you, Michael? Like, hey, you're fat.
Oh,
That makes fun of. That's when he realized.
The worst comment I ever got when I was in summer. I was walking to the beach. I had my boogie board, right? Because I was just about like I was a kid. I was about to hit some waves with my boogie board. It was a pretty big boogie board, and this little kid was walking up, coming close to me with these like 2 teenage girls, right? And this kid, he's like, "Wow, that's a really big." And I thought he was gonna say big boogie board, but he's like, "That kid's got a really big set of tits," and I was just like, "Wow." I was just like shook to the core. And I was like, I can't believe that just happened. But kids are brutally honest.
My kids say that to me all the time. They're like, hey, they call me Homer Simpson. They're like, your tits are almost as big as Homer Simpson's. They're like,
no filter there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kids are brutally honest. And like, I just got so embarrassed. And I was like, man, like that hit me.
He cockblocked you too, right in front of a couple of girls.
I had no shot with them, but like either way, I was just like, damn.
Hey, was your twin there?
He was not there when I was walking down to the beach. I think he was already there at that point.
And did you tell me about that? Was that a turning point or was that just a seed?
That was definitely a seed. It wasn't like the turning point, like where that night I got everything together, but that was like a big seed, like that just kind of stuck there and deeply dug its roots in.
Isn't it interesting? The ego is a bad thing, but if you can leverage it, it can be the catalyst Like you know what I mean? On one hand, you shouldn't give a fuck what
Oh,
other
yeah.
people think. But on the other hand, if you can leverage that and kind of sequester it in a place in your brain as a piece of motivation and not let it turn into like a mental health issue, it can be really good. It can just be a dangerous monster, right?
100%. Like it could be the best thing for you. And at the time, like when I was just getting into fitness, it more was like a bad thing because I did have a bad relationship with food. I had like an eating disorder and I was going through a lot of different roadblocks. I mean, I was very young, impressionable, trying to like figure out who I was. Honestly, I wouldn't say it wasn't until I found like Spartan racing and CrossFit where I really reshaped what I thought fitness was.
At 14, you hadn't started crew yet. Were you doing any rugby?
I started rugby and crew at the same time. I was like 15 years old.
And did you have any athletic background before then?
Yeah, I played soccer, like rec league, and I did a little bit of football in high school, but like I would play around with my friends. We're always running, we're always skateboarding, we're always being active. I was just fat.
Okay, so you were comfortable moving your body. You were comfortable moving
Yeah.
your body. Yeah.
I was definitely used to moving around, definitely like had some athletic ability. I wasn't like a dunce,
Yeah.
but I was just that kid.
Yeah.
Husky. It was Husky back then, remember?
Yeah, husky.
Did you shop in the Husky section when your mom would take you to get clothes?
No, I was like a comfortable like medium or large, but like at the time I was, a little kid. It shouldn't be that big.
Yeah. And then at 15, how do you end up signing up? If you didn't play, those are kind of like weird sports, right? They're kind of out there sports, crew and rugby. Were they big in your area? Like, how do you get, it's like whenever I hear anyone play, I'm from California. So when someone's like, I played lacrosse, I'm like, what?
Yeah, rugby was huge on the East Coast, especially for Connecticut, that tri-state area. And a bunch of my friends were going for it. They're like, hey, you have to come to the practice and check it out. And that first practice, I was just hooked. It was fun. Like you get to show up, you get to hit people. Like no one kind of knew the rules. So we all learned it as a group together, which made it more of like a bonding thing. And then crew just happened to start up that year. So I like had a great opportunity because they let the college that was adjacent to our high school use their program. So I was like, well, if we get to use that program, I'm going to take advantage of that.
And I'm guessing rugby also, your size was a benefit. Like you got to use your size as opposed to a hindrance.
I was like the perfect size for being a forward in rugby. Rugby split up into forwards and backs. Forwards are your big guys, backs are the fast, speedy guys. And then as soon as I got in my fitness and I was really running laps around people, I got to play that like midsection where I was a part of the forward pack, but I had so much endurance to cook. I'd also join the backpack and get to score some tries.
Was your brother on both teams, on your crew team and your rugby team?
Yes, he was. I mean, we're identical to the core, like exact carbon copy, similar interests, similar builds, same goals towards fitness.
Oh, that is really awesome that you guys stayed close. Do you have any other siblings?
I have an older sister.
How much older?
2 years.
Okay, wow. So you're all really close.
All close.
Oh, it's very similar to you, Stefan.
Yeah, I have a 11-year-old boy and 2 9-year-old boys, exactly 2 years apart. And
there you
my
go.
9-year-olds are twins. Yeah, interesting. Very, very close. They do everything. They do all the sports together.
Yeah, my brother and I are like, yeah, he's easily my best friend. Our running joke is I never had a best friend for 7 minutes because we're 7 minutes apart. But yeah, easily my best friend.
Wait, did he also get Husky as well at the same time? Did you guys go through that? Really? So it was like exactly the same. Oh, interesting.
We went through that same growth phase together, and then we took it all off at the same time.
Wow! Did he share the seed planted? Did you go back and be like, "Hey, you got big tits, dude"? Just let you know.
I never told him about that. I kept that one like deep in. I didn't want to share it with anyone.
Good
like honestly, you guys are like one of the first people to start hearing about that.
That'd be the first thing I think. Like, wait a minute, if I look like this, so do you. So I'm gonna put this on you too.
Hey, Michael, I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, someone made fun of my nose, and I had never heard that I had a big nose. And I remember coming home and looking in the mirror and be like, where the fuck did you come from? And how did I not spot you before someone else? You know what I mean? I'm like, how did someone else? Because it just grows slowly on you. You don't even know you got big tits or a big nose until one day someone's like, hey, let me tell you something about yourself. Like,
yep.
And in rowing is the kind of thing. Do you remember the first time you got on a rower? Rowing's the kind of thing. The first time you get on one, you're on it for like 20 seconds, and you're like, nope. I remember you know what I mean. I saw a rower in a gym at a hotel before I did CrossFit. I remember sitting on it, pulling it a few times, being like, fuck no, this is hard. It's like
luckily we had a great coach. So like the first time I got on the rower was at crew practice. And he broke it down right away, right off the rip. So like we weren't even like practicing on the rower. He's like, all right, get on the rower. All right, we're all going to do the hand motions together. We're all going to do the hand motion and lean together. Now we're going to add in the legs. And like I built in the correct rowing form right off the rip. And that just stuck with me. So like as soon as CrossFit came around and like I would see the rower, I'd be like, oh, game over. This is a piece of cake.
But it's hard. There's nowhere to hide on the rower. It's like
it's constant leg drive.
Yeah,
like if you easily tell if you're not putting the leg drive in, the numbers are right in front of you. Like you know what you're doing,
and you can't cheat your reps.
No,
all you rep cheaters out there.
Have you guys ever heard of a death race on a rower before?
It sounds familiar. What is it?
I'd highly recommend you guys try it. So you put the rowers facing each other, right? And you unplug the wire monitors and you reattach the wire monitors in the opposite monitor. So whether you're doing like a 1K race off or a 2K race off, you see exactly what the other person's rowing. You have no idea what your numbers are. They see what you're doing, and you just race all out.
I had Dale King.
But for people who've never done it, it's super beneficial just to like get that mentality standpoint and like push yourself even further.
Wow. No, I actually hadn't heard of that. That sounds crazy. Was that a regular on the crew team?
That was not a regular on the crew thing. That was something between me and my brother. We're like, hey, you know what? Like we're both evenly matched, but like we know these numbers can get in our heads. Let's see like how much they get in our heads and let's race off.
Wow. Damn, that's nasty.
It is. Yeah, I've seen it.
And so, so you do crew, and how many years do you do that for?
I did that for 4 years, all throughout high school. And then I did rugby for 4 years in high school and then 4 years in college.
And when did the running start, the 5 mile pre-run before workouts?
That was in high school. It was 5 miles before practice, right into a lift session. Because I was also like heavily into bodybuilding at the time. And then right after high school, I entered my first bodybuilding competition.
Oh, no shit. Did your brother enter too?
Of course. We looked exactly the same. And which is really funny. I took first place and he took third. It just came down to the posing.
Wow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wow, that's crazy. You know, my kids were at a jiu-jitsu tournament and they got there and they were in the same weight class and they got the names fucked up. So when they called them onto the podium, one of them took first and one of them took second, but they got it backwards.
No.
But they are so cool with each other. They didn't even care. They're just like, yeah, let's just whatever. They didn't correct anyone. They didn't say anything. You know,
that's just being polite.
Yeah, they're just brothers. Like they didn't even care.
Yeah, they're just stoked at 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get into wrestling. Did you ever do any wrestling?
I did a good amount of Brazilian jiu-jitsu when I was in college, just for fun. But I remember seeing the kids in wrestling for high school, and they all looked miserable, like just cutting weight. So I was like, yeah, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, the cutting weight part is crazy. I don't think I'll ever introduce that to my kids. That'll have to be something they will they'll have to figure that out themselves. I'm not going to plant that seed. That part.
Yeah, for a month straight, they'd be all depressed talking about nonsense. And then the one day after their match, they'd be like all stoked and happy and talk about the match. But the rest of the time, it was just miserable for them.
Yeah, at the 9 and 10-year-old level already, at the highest level of jiu-jitsu, the kids are already cutting weight. These are like 65-pound kids cutting 5 pounds. It's crazy.
That's gnarly. Yeah. Especially for being so youthful like that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, and you could imagine what that probably does to their head going forward.
Exactly, 100%. That's going to play a huge role of how they, internalize everything moving forward.
You popped on my radar again because Dave Castro, the director of the CrossFit Games, reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, dude, have you seen this guy who ran a mile with the 100-pound ruck?" And I was like, "No." And then he said your name, and I immediately text Souza. I'm like, this name sounds so familiar to me. And then Souza's like, "Yeah, this was the guy that was on Kill Taylor." You did this a year ago?
Yeah, almost exactly a year ago.
Damn.
Tell me about the. Do you know about the Ruck Race League?
I know nothing about the Ruck Race League.
Oh, okay.
I just know
you should enter. You should enter it. As just a fucking hobby. It's just a hobby.
Seriously.
Tell me about how this popped on your radar and how you end up deciding.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 years ago, I was a part of the RUCK Games, and they invited like 10 male athletes to come compete. One of the workouts was the 100-pound mile, and I just remember running that and feeling like absolute garbage. And I remember one of the guys running like a 7 flat with ease. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm really fast at running the mile. I do want to kind of improve my time. And then one day I went to the track. It was raining. I hit like a 6:52 or something. And
Michael, one question: when you ran it at the Ruck event? What was your time there?
My time there was, I think, 9:04.
Holy shit! You cut 3 minutes off it?
That's crazy.
So I was pacing that one because that was like literally event number 2, and later on that night we had an undisclosed ruck run that was like 45-pound ruck run for an unknown distance, and we all knew it was going to be around 20 miles on the soft sand. So I was just like pacing because I didn't want to thrash myself. But then I get back home, I run a 6:53, and I check the Guinness Book World Records. The Guinness World Record was like a 7:22, and I was like, there's no way this can be the world record. And that guy that just popped up on the screen, Jared Newby, I texted him, and he said his time was a 6:23 in training. So I was like, all right, I'm going to spend the next 4 months just trying to absolutely obliterate that record and try to see what my body's capable of. So I spent the 4 next months every day running with a different amount of weight in my bag, just getting used to the load. Because like I already had the speed at that point. It was just getting used to, the tendons getting used to the load, the body getting used to the load, and getting my muscles ready to like support myself through that mile.
I just put into Google what percentage of people can run a 6:21 mile. It's less than 1%.
Damn.
That's without the 100 pounds. That is and without the hair gel. And what was your when you ran that at the Ruck event? Had you ever run a mile with 100 pounds, or was that the first time you'd ever done it?
That was the first time.
Does that? You said you did it in 9 minutes. I'm just curious. So that's 2.5 minutes more time under tension. I know on one hand people are like, "Oh, that's easier than running a 6:21," but how were they comparable? Having the backpack on for an extra 2.5 minutes versus
any extra time that bag is on you is terrible. It's just creeping into the muscles much more. It's pulling down on your traps. Usually if I wear that thing more than 30 minutes, like even if it's just a walk, I get migraines because it's just pulling so much down on your traps, and like I can feel it run all the way through my skull.
So that was part of your training to go on a 30-minute walk with a 100-pound pack.
Oh yeah, I would do long walks just to build up the tension.
Damn.
So you finished this, and I think your time was 6:21.
6:21.
And so you beat the record by 2 seconds. Is it in the Guinness Book or no? I know they have all sorts of crazy rules.
So I sent this one not too long ago, actually, because like, one, I don't know if you guys know this, But
No, we
Guinness doesn't necessarily verify records through video.
Okay.
So they require you to submit the video, and they want to see the paperwork that goes along with it, which is pretty much like a written description, 2 signatures of witnesses that were there, and all the equipment used. And if for some reason something's like missing on that written piece of paper, like a piece of equipment that you didn't use, they won't accept it for that reason, even though if you have the video verification. So if you resubmit the paperwork with the proper like written stuff, they'll accept it. So a lot of the footage they get, because they get a high influx of people trying to submit things, they never fully watch the videos.
Oh, wow.
And I remember for a couple of my records, they didn't submit because they said it was like too obscure in nature, which is kind of weird because you can get a record for the longest fingernails in the world.
Right.
But so that's one reason why I don't necessarily submit everything through Guinness. This one I'm still waiting to hear back from. It's usually like a 12-week process.
Do you hold any official world records?
I don't think I submitted any other ones in Guinness. Like I know I have the fastest deadlift mile. That one they said was too obscure in nature.
How is that one obscure? That one's so like internet like.
Yeah, it's got standardized weights. It's got a standardized distance. For some reason, they didn't accept that one, and that one was like a 12-week process to train for, which was the same exact week. That's when I heard back from Guinness, like was the week before I was going to run it, and they said we're not going to count it, and I was like, well, I'm going to run it anyways. But I have the World Strongman Marathon, which they didn't even bother looking at. The most cans ripped open.
Tell me that one. What's the World Strongman Marathon?
That was the creation of my own. It was 26.2 miles. Every mile was something different. So it was like a 20-pound weight vest mile, a mile tire flip, a mile handstand walk, a mile yoke carry, a mile sled drag, a mile burpee broad jump. Like, yeah.
And you did you do that in the salt flats?
I did.
Yeah, that's
beautiful
crazy.
Landscape. Beautiful landscape.
Crazy. Yeah. And your tits got all chafed.
Oh yeah. Tits got chafed up, like salt everywhere. My knees were destroyed, but it was a good time.
So when you do this, and you finish the mile, you're saying that your throat is just on fire, and you said it was worse than when you ate the chilies, the Carolina Reapers.
Yeah, so that mile, that was a level of physical exertion I've never felt in my entire life. Usually it takes a very long endurance thing to like meet a new part of myself that I've never discovered, because I've said this before, it's easy to push your body past what your mind thinks it's capable of. It's very hard going past that point further to like do what your mind think is impossible and go past that point. I never thought I'd meet that in such a short duration workout.
Oh.
And for those 6 minutes and 21 seconds, like halfway through, I was on the verge of just quitting and walking off the track and being like, okay, this will be a failure video for YouTube. It's no problem. Like I failed stuff before.
Oh, you heard the whole story like that. You're like
playing it out.
You're already justifying.
Yeah, like I'm
okay.
2 laps in and like I'm already justifying it. I'm like, we can just walk off. And my fiance was there, and I was like, you know what? I know they would be so disappointed if I just didn't try. So like I buckled down for that 3rd lap, and I was like, all right, I only got one more, and like I just really have to pull through. And it was during that last lap where everything started shutting down. My breathing got erratic. My lower back was killing me. My quads felt like I was moving in quicksand. That last 100 meters where I knew I really had to pick up the pace just to get the time, like I went full gear, and you can watch it on the video. It looks like I'm barely moving any faster, but that small shift was literally everything I had left in the tank. And I just remember collapsing, not being able to breathe. And I think I was coughing up blood for an entire week after that.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that was,
what?
To this date, that is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
How hot was it that day too? Did the heat or anything out there?
I mean, I'm used to the Vegas heat. It was 103. I think the track felt like 107 or 110. But like I've been acclimated to that weather for the past 2 months because it was a hot summer that year. So like I was acclimated to it.
Wow, I don't think you mentioned that in the video. That it was over 100. That's crazy. Vegas heat is not normal heat, people.
No.
It is not like California heat. It is.
Well, it's like a dry desert heat. That's why I was wondering if that's what affected your throat so much too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like when you get Fran cough, it was like that. And then I expected it to be like that, just last for the rest of the day. But the fact that it lasted for the entire week, that's when I knew, okay, I pushed myself, I think, to near my end limits. I could not have pushed any further.
How is your body after that?
Body felt decent. You know, it's a short duration. The muscles, you know, recovered quickly. It was just that CNS, you know, the central nervous system, I was shooken up. Like I felt like I might have been coming down with a cold after that. You know, when you push yourself to such a high limit, like everything has to start shutting down and you need to recover after that. So all the workouts after that were like minimal par, just a lot of time in the sauna, trying to get my breathing back under control. Like I was kind of concerned when I was coughing up blood.
Yeah. So a week before you felt like yourself again.
Yeah. After that whole week, you know, I stopped coughing. Everything started getting normalized, and I was like, all right, we're right back at, you know, baseline.
Do you think you got any adaptation from that when people push that hard?
I think wouldn't know if it's necessarily adaptation, but it's a realization like we know the body can work this hard. You know, when you're doing like PNF stretching and like you hit a range that you've never hit before, but like your body's like, okay, we're safe in this range, we can work here.
Yeah.
I think I got safe working in that extreme, you know, hurtful spot that I've never been accustomed to. So I found a new spot where I'm like, cool, I know I can hit that level again if it came to.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Would you say it was more of a psychological adaptation, like a threshold?
100% mental. When I know like, all right, where's my end range? I can always reflect back on that and be like, nope, I've pushed harder. I can give it a little bit more.
Wow. Do you eat after this?
After that, I don't remember what I ate, but yeah, I definitely pigged out.
Yeah, holy shit. Would you ever do that again? That one?
Unless someone beat my time, like I'll give them a huge shout out, a congratulations. That's a tough one. That one there was a lot of training involved. It depends what else I have on the horizon. If I have nothing going on for the next couple of months, I might want to revisit it. But I think the only one I want to revisit now is that 500-pound deadlift, because some guys are getting dangerously close to my time, and I want that to stand a little bit longer.
What is your it's a 500-pound deadlift and a mile run, and what was your time?
4:49.
And that includes the lift?
That includes the lift. So 3, 2, 1, go, bend over, deadlift, hit the mile.
So what is that? That ends up being like a 4:46 mile?
Yeah, 4:46, 4:45, depending on how fast your pull is.
Is that also Michael's fastest mile ever, even without a deadlift?
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that is nuts. Can you get running right away after you pull that heavy, or does it take like 100 meters or something for you to feel your legs, or do you not feel the deadlift at all?
You don't really feel the deadlift at all, but I remember doing that, and I remember lifting, and I remember getting to the top position, and in my mind, everything's like slow-mo. I'm like, sick, that was a really fast deadlift. Oh shit, I have to drop the bar and start running. But like you watch the video and it happens immediately. But in my mind, that, you know, 1/10 of a second, I internalized for almost a minute. And I'm like, it's crazy how when you watch something, but like how I felt it was so different.
Mm-hmm.
So you're so present for the deadlift that even though you go there and you know you're going to do it, you forget about the mile for that split second.
For that split second.
Yeah, that's what's the warm up for that before you pull the 500?
The warm-ups were a couple jogs around the track, get the legs loose, hit one fast 400 to shake it out, start building up to 405, do a couple more dynamic stretches, slowly build 405 to 455, hit maybe like 480 once, and then be like, okay, I know 500's in the bag, couple more dynamic jogs, and then I'm ready to go. I think that whole warm-up took like an hour before I sent it.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, for such a short duration, like the body needs to be primed and ready. I took an entire hour to make sure I was there to crush that 5 minutes.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Good on you. Can you pull what is your max deadlift all-time life PR?
It's either 555 or 565. I have a picture of it, but I don't remember what two of the plates were specifically because I can't tell them all apart. There's just a smorgasbord of different, 45s on there.
So 500 is heavy for you.
Yeah, 500 is definitely heavy.
Damn, that's crazy. Can you pull 500 cold?
I used to like as soon as I did that deadlift, 500 cold was just in the bag. Now it's kind of a stretch, but I could easily build back up to that.
Yeah, okay. If it's your focus, you can.
Yeah.
Tell me about your. Do you have any tattoos?
I have a lot of tattoos.
You do.
I am all tatted up.
And tell me about when you got your very first tattoo. How old were you?
I was 18 in college, always loved tattoos, and I knew I wanted one. So as soon as I turned 18, bam, fresh off the rip, just got one.
Did your brother get one?
Yeah, of course. We both got a piece from Brandon Boyd. He's the singer of Incubus, and he has a collection of artwork called The Book of Clouds. So we each got a different piece from him.
And what did your parents say?
My dad's necessarily not about tattoos. My mom is more like on the creative, like go express yourself. And there's like always a version of how we see ourselves and like how we want to be present in the world. My vision of myself definitely is tatted up, like gauged earrings. That's how I perceive myself, and that's how I want to showcase. Because like I'm a walking piece of art, and that's how I kind of see myself.
One sizes up. He's getting nervous about the future here. I can tell.
Oh God, I don't want my boys to do that, but I'll accept it. So you get the tattoo, and when you say I like that description. One of your videos, you talk about that, about how fitness and moving your body is your art. You basically see what you do as dancing, or you don't say that, but I was thinking that, and I had never heard that before. When did that kind of philosophy or that thinking get in your head? That like, oh, this is my way of expressing.
That came across right. It's funny. It wasn't at the deadlift mile, but I did the deadlift mile just for like a goal for myself, right? And then Dave Castro later that day reposted it himself. And this was when Instagram wasn't really a big thing. I had maybe like 800 followers, and Dave Castro reposts that. And next thing I know, there's like 2 million views on that video. And I'm like, wow, like that's really cool. This is inspiring to people. It's that spark, it's that catalyst. Like it's something different that they can get excited about in the fitness space. And it was kind of at that moment where I was like, I think I can keep doing different things like this on how I see fitness and how I perceive it to showcase to the world. So when I came up with that strongman marathon, that like was the icing on the cake. That was like, this is how I want to showcase fitness. It is a creation of my own. It's creation of myself to put out there, and hopefully someone resonates with it. And it's that spark of inspiration for someone. So like, it was at that point where I'm like, fitness isn't art to me. This is how I want to paint the canvas. This is how I want to show the world who I am and what, you can do just without being in a gym. There's so many things in fitness you can do without suffering through something you hate.
Do you see it as a performance?
Sometimes, like, I'm authentically myself. whenever I do things. I don't want to say it's necessarily like a performance that's faked. But it is
rehearsed and trained.
yeah,
and
but it is definitely like this dance. I'm constantly moving around like what would be good together? What is something that hasn't been done? What would be like pulling on emotions as I go through and endure something?
The commentary when you do the mile with the ruck is fantastic. It was cool to hear you talk about that too. This how in depth the story went. That it included, like, you went out there obviously to do this, but also you were filming it, and also you have a YouTube channel and you like to present your work. So you were already, as part of your excuse couldn't be just like, hey, I quit or this is too hard. You had to include the whole story, which was, how am I going to present it on YouTube? And it's interesting how the brain does that, right? It's like trying to like fill in all the possible holes. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be fine.
It's so funny because as much as I love fitness, I hate watching it. I think it's kind of boring. You don't get the sense of like what people are really going through. Like, I love the CrossFit Games, right? But if I'm there live, like, I kind of tune out. I don't really feel everything that, you know, all the athletes are going through and their struggles. It wasn't until I started watching the Buttery Bros and they first did their documentary, and you get like this highlight reel and the whole storytelling. And I'm like, that's how you present fitness. So like with my channel, I wanted to try to figure out a way of how to do that, how to make fitness so engaging where I can still tell a story. So you're not just watching me run 4 times around a track, because that's boring as hell.
Hey, have you ever, do you know them?
I met them maybe once. They probably don't remember me at all. I've tried to get on the radar and shot them a couple of ideas of collabs, but nothing's happened yet.
I think that this one, that stuff like that mile, I think that they would have loved to have come out and been a part of that. I could totally see them. You know what I mean? I could, I could totally see them. Hey, did you think about using a pacer at all for that 100 mile, or sorry, 1 mile, 100-pound ruck run? Did you think about using a pacer?
Not a pacer for the ruck run. I knew I was pretty comfortable with all my training, that like I was pretty confident I was going to be able to do it. For the deadlift mile, I was thinking about using a pacer because it's a pace that like I'm not usually comfortable and adapted to, but I just went out and sent it anyways. Also, I didn't know any, you know, fast guys the day of who could show up and pace me. But in the future, like, I like going out solo. There's something, you know, fresh about just leading it yourself. Kind of having someone in front of you can shift your mindset, being like, yeah, I don't know if I can hit this pace. And you have that moment where like the band separates from you and the pacer and you're just gone.
Were you cutting your hair before the show?
What? No, I was just trying to make myself look presentable.
No, I saw scissors in your hand.
Oh, yeah, I'm just fidgeting. I got ADHD, so I just have to fidget.
Hey, those look like scissors like little kids use, like so you don't cut this.
Yeah, they're the safe ones. It's funny that you mentioned the pacer and your response there, because that was the first thing that my mind went to. Because when you started to feel like you weren't going to make it, your mind started filling in the gaps about like, okay, who cares if I quit? I'll just make this fail video. And I think like there's sometimes too, just going on workouts with like the class in here, you know, I start to play those same stories. Like, all right, I don't have to be the one that's out in front of everybody, or like I could always make this barbell lighter if I have to right now. And the second you place somebody else into that, it goes from just you and to you to like that other person. And I feel like you'd be more inclined to quit rather than just let the story play out, because all of a sudden you've introduced a new character into it. Right.
Yeah, so exactly. It's adding more variables to the mix. And if you can kind of like limit those variables, like I've never used a pacer in the past, there's no reason to add one in now.
Oh, that's a really good observation, Susan. We had the guy on who held the world record for breath hold. And his whole thing was reduce all the variables. Everything has to be reduced to like so fucking simple. Reduce all the complexity and variables. That's interesting. So when do you get your ears pierced? You get a tattoo in your 18, when do you do your ears?
I think I got my ears when I was like 16, but they were just small studs. I didn't think I started gauging them out probably until I was maybe like 26, 27. And again, that just grew with the vision of who I saw myself in my head. And I saw myself, having this exact size. They're not going to go any larger. And that's what I just, went for.
Is any part of it the earrings have to do with like they don't go with the expectation of someone who's as fit and is as beautiful and as pristine as you, so you do that to counter that? Do you know what I mean? As almost like a highlight, or like the way, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Like, none of my thought goes into trying to go an expectation, trying to go against like the norm. Again, it always comes down to how I envision myself. And like I have that picture in my head and I'm just building to that picture. So like even if it's with fitness goals and I have a goal to get somewhere, like I'm going to do anything I can to get to that goal. When it's the physical appearance, I see myself in a certain way, I'm going to present myself in that way.
Let me, so for years, this is going back 10 years, whenever I'd see, remember that, that asymmetrical haircut that people get, a lot of women get. So whenever I would see that haircut, I would think in my head, mental illness. I would just go straight there. Asymmetrical haircut, mental illness, right? I would just see that. And I'm going to show you something just completely brutal right now. But
I think, can I see your manager?
And when I see hair color dye in weird colors, like like oranges or greens, I think the same thing too. So let me just show you something that, and obviously this is just all confirmation bias. I'm fully aware of that. But yesterday this pops up on my Twitter feed. So this guy has dyed hair blue and an asymmetrical haircut, and he's out on bail, and he stabbed his 7-year-old son and his 8-year-old daughter. Right? I know it's pretty dark, right?
Shit.
And I'm like, yeah, this is This is the look. This is because there has to be some sort of thought that comes before you're sitting in your living room, right? And you're like, I'm going to go to CVS right now and buy blue hair dye and dye my hair blue. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that. As soon as I see that, yeah, anything, yeah. I just know. I don't know how I know, but I know that if you don't like symmetry, probably something's off with you.
Oh,
and if you were going to dye your hair
It's
a color to
symmetry
make
thing,
yourself less attractive as the and I know beauty is subjective, but less attractive as, I think there's maybe some foundations to like beauty. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
The legs match the torso, match the you know what I mean? So
proportional standards, yeah.
Yeah, so when I see you have like perfect hair, perfect teeth, you have a perfect physique, and then you do things to alter it outside of like make the ears bigger. I just wonder, I was like, okay, what was the thought that I'd never heard anyone say that's how you pictured yourself. So I kind of get that, like in the rock star, like if you're going to be a drummer, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and I'm not saying I'm not, so I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Like I understand a drummer might want some tattoos, right? Or want to be really skinny and look good because he always wants to have his shirt off as he's fucking doing Fran for 3 hours on the drums. But I just don't. Why would you expand the holes in your ears? Like, do you know what the thought is before that, or is it just an image? It's just a picture.
It's just an image. So I had my ears pierced with just studs. And I remember seeing gauges around, some being like massive to the point where like even I'm disgusted, some being like small where they're not noticeable. And I'm like, what's the point? And then like, as I sat with that, again, I just saw an image of myself and I was like, you know what? I have to have this particular size gauge. I don't know what's drawing me to it, but that's how I see myself. It could be some kind of sickness. Like, again, you have to be pretty sick to think of some of the feats that I've done.
Right.
So like I live in that weird world where like clearly I have some kind of disorder, but when it comes to presenting myself, that's just how I see the world and that's how I see myself.
And I do think I think that there's very few things more noble than treating your body while you're here on Earth like a laboratory, like the way you're doing it, testing the body, as opposed to just people arguing what your limitations are and they're yours. You're clearly not a I argue my limitations guy. There's this Taoist saying, argue your limitations and they're yours.
Hey, there's stuff that, you know, textbooks will write all day about, but there's stuff that just clearly works in practice that we have to explore more. And it's going to take, what, 10 years for something new to get published in a book? Like, I'm not going to wait 10 years. I'm going to go explore it on my own.
Yeah. 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 I like this. Your story's pretty bulletproof and is fucking with my my understanding. I do appreciate the fact that that's how you saw yourself and that's how you did it, as opposed to some nervous pathology that's manifesting itself. You know what I mean? Like some sort of like, like Uncle Buck got you when you were 12 and now you're like, fuck that, I'm making myself ugly. Like so no one gets me again. You know what I mean?
No, for me, it's just, I try to emulate as much positivity as I can. Like I'm the very overly optimistic person to the point where it's like borderline naive, but I'd rather live in that world than just like think of all the wrong things that can happen. So like I'm always going to think of the best case scenario and just stick with that.
Yep. Fuck, I love it. What this show that can you tell me what network this show is going to be on?
It is going to be on Amazon Prime, and I'm going to tell you right now, I gave one of the best performances of my entire life. One, you guys already know part of the story we chatted about on Kill Taylor, but it goes way more in depth than that. And then
what did tell me, remind me, what did we talk about on Kill Taylor? Remind me.
We got side railed completely when we started talking about all the orgies.
Oh, I don't even remember that. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
We pulled on that thread instead of the physical feats.
As soon as we heard Vegas, we went straight to orgies. Okay.
Yeah, so we go into a large backstory of how I live my life in Vegas, and then I get to absolutely dominate the field and showcase my physical prowess when it comes to the competition side. And I'm really proud of everything I did with that. Hopefully we'll start seeing promos for it like in the next 2-3 weeks. But yeah, I'm pumped for that to come out.
And how long was the production?
That production, we were out for 2 weeks. So it was a lot of sitting around and waiting because, you know, these events are short. But I just remember all the training that went into it. I beefed up to like 200, 205 pounds and just got all my strength dialed in and all my sprinting dialed in. So even at that heavier weight, like I could still throw down on a foot race.
And can you tell me what city it was filmed in?
I'm going to keep that disclosed.
Okay, yeah, totally fine. And can you tell me how long before you auditioned before the actual shoot happened?
Oh my God, I think a year and a half. I thought it was like a side rail project. Like I've been a part of some shows in the past, and this felt like another one that was just going to get side railed. So I think I got like a call a month prior and be like, hey, like it's happening. Can you be here these dates? And I was like, let's go.
Oh, congratulations, dude. And you appear that you're the kind of athlete that's always ready. You don't have an off season.
There's no off season just because, I mean, I'm not, you know, training to be in the CrossFit Games. I'm training to do different types of feats that haven't been done before. So, you know, when you train for one, that training discipline is slightly different than the next one you're going to train for. So you're slightly always altering what you're going to be doing, whether it's a long endurance bout, or something short and fast, or something, you know, heavy as shit.
If I stumble upon you during the day and you're eating, what do you eat? What are the go-tos for Michael?
The go-to, especially for the past like 6 months, has been a massive egg white omelet. Like, you know, those big containers that are 100 grams of protein?
Yeah.
I would just pour that entire thing in a pan, cover it, walk away, come back, pour some sriracha on it, and just eat that off the plate.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big sriracha guy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's my favorite staple go-to meal. Easy, 100 grams of protein. It fills me up, and I'm happy with it.
why not the yolk?
I'll get the yolk sometimes, but I'm the person like I always go more than what's needed. So if I'm cracking one yolk, next thing I know, I'm cracking six, and like I don't need all the fats. So like I try to limit the whole eggs a little bit.
Okay, interesting. Because I thought whites was more old school, and now people would kind of been like, no, no, you can use the fats. No.
Yeah, it's super old school. But like again, I'm a fat kid at heart. If I'm gonna crack a whole egg, I'm gonna next thing I'm cracking 6 or 12, and you don't need all of those fats. Like you definitely want to have at least 2 or 3 of them because like you're gonna get some good nutrients out of it. You're gonna get the good fats, but I go past that point. I'm still a fat kid at heart.
And undercooked or overcooked? How do you prefer them? Do you prefer your eggs a little runny, or do you like them dry?
If they're runny, the yolk has to be there included. If
Yeah.
it's just the whites, like I'd prefer to overcook. Those, whites when they're undercooked are kind of nasty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well said. Yeah, undercooked. I love it. I love it when you bite into sunny side down and it spills on my shirt. I'm like, yeah, boy.
Yep. Yep.
And the white is kind of nasty. Yeah. Any raw eggs? Like if you were to make a smoothie, would you crack a raw egg in it?
No, there's no
No.
point in that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, if I'm having a smoothie, just a couple extra scoops of protein, like we're good there.
All right. I've been sneaking raw eggs into my boy's smoothie. Oh, and what about
Wow.
colostrum? Are you a colostrum guy?
I've had it like a couple times, but it's just one of those supplements that like I'm not gonna spend the extra money on. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather just stick to my whole foods. If I have a sponsor and that's just on the list, great. But I'm not gonna put the extra money and go grab some.
Yeah, that shit's not cheap.
No, it's not.
I don't know much about it. I think colostrum's like it's the titty milk, right? It's tit milk.
It's
From
a part of that comes out of there. Yeah.
And I just heard that it was banned for some athletes to use, and so I figured it
What?
must be. Yeah, I heard it's banned. Like I think Caleb, are collegiate athletes allowed to take colostrum? I think it's on a banned substance list.
That's wild.
And so I thought, I think when I think of colostrum, I think of it as it's the stuff that comes out right when a woman has a baby. It's like the first day of the whatever comes out of the tit was the colostrum. It's like the super milk.
Superfood.
Is it? Yes, bovine colostrum is considered prohibited substance by the NCAA. Yeah, so I figured it
Oh,
must be
wow.
good.
Interesting. I mean, if it's gonna give you that much of an edge, sure.
Yeah, crazy, right? Colostrum contains a detectable amount of IGF-1, which is a prohibited growth factor on both NCAA and WADA Worldwide Anti-Doping Agency lists. Risks of positive tests,
Wow.
although some studies suggest oral ingestion might not be significant to boost serum levels. WADA warns that consuming colostrum poses a high risk of triggering positive doping tests.
That's crazy. You got to be consuming a good amount to change those levels to be
Just-
detectable in test, I imagine.
Just you basically just have a harem of 9 women and just keeping one always pregnant,
Just a pump factory.
just around the clock.
Oh man.
The dispensary would be awesome of that. Here we go. Clock cutter goes straight to AI. Thank you. While colostrum itself is not on the prohibited list, there's potential risk that it could lead to positive doping tests, especially if consumed in high amounts in certain forms. Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. Do you have an agent?
I do not. I do everything myself. I've been working hard on YouTube for the past like 2.5 years, and just still trying to make new content, new records, and whatever resonates with people.
So since you've done this first project, the one that's coming on Amazon soon, has that opened up any doors for you?
Not yet, because we're not, it hasn't been talked about, it hasn't been released. I'm assuming once that hits, like you'll definitely get some fresh eyes on my page and more people like attracted to my story. But for now, I'm just keep doing what I'm doing, continue making videos. I'm actually going to head to the Strip to film another YouTube video today. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because like I'm a firm believer like that this is what I was meant to do and I'm on the right path.
Can you give us a hint of what you're doing on the strip today?
Yeah, today's going to be a fun video. I'm just going to be on the Las Vegas Strip, and it's pretty much going to be a stairs versus escalator challenge. Like, I'm just going to stand there in public at the top of the stairs. Normally, people strictly take the escalators. If one person decides to take the stairs, I'm going to hand out cash, and then I'm going to challenge them to another fitness event if they want to win even more cash.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so if people like, doing an easy fit thing throughout the day, it's going to pay in cash today.
Oh, that's funny. So they won't even know. You're just going to be up there, and once they get to the top, you're like, "Hey, here's $5."
Yeah, I'll have a camera at the bottom, capturing what goes on. I'll be hidden at the top, and if I see anyone coming up the stairs, I'll reward them with cash. Kind of get their story, their reasoning why they chose the stairs today, if they are on a fitness pass or they just didn't want to wait in the escalator line. And if they want to participate in another fitness challenge, whether it's doing strict push-ups or a quick sprint, I'll pay out even more cash.
How is how will you have a time window for that before security comes and says, hey, you can't fuck around, or is Vegas cool with that?
For the most part, Vegas is cool. When I've done a lot of strip challenges, I'm usually like moving. Like I remember I brought my pull-up rig and I was just walking down the strip with it, and I would purposely stop people in their tracks, place it down in front of them, and challenge them to pull-ups. Since one, I'll be like more situated in the same spot. I may get asked to leave, but I'm hoping I'm out there for an hour. I can at least get, 8 to 10 people.
And I know those, I know, I think I can picture in my head what sections you're talking about. And there's, even if you get moved from one, you can just move to the next place where the escalator goes up. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a great scene. There's been so much great content made on those, so many creative things made on those.
It's so easy. It's easy public interactions, especially in Vegas. It's a hotspot. People are traveling from all over the world, so you can get to hear their story and see what they're all about. You're not going to get, the same person from the same area with the same, interactions. It's always going to be something different.
Are you coaching? Are you coaching anyone?
Currently, no.
By choice, you've decided you've reduced your clientele? Too busy?
Yeah, so I coach a couple group classes, just to pay rent and everything. I've been asked to do some online coaching, especially for people who like have been trying to make it to the games. But I would tell them straight up, like, that's not necessarily my area of expertise. It's not an area I've been in familiar with. Like, I can coach you to perform really well, but if you really want to have your eyes on the games, like, I would seek other help.
Gotcha. All right, dude. Well, were you going to say something, Souza?
No, I just thought that was a great idea because I'm actually really curious what people will say as to why they took the stairs. Like if some of them have like these like deep reasonings, or if somebody's like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it. I just walked up these stairs." And then the other thing I was going to ask is that the reason why they would kick you out is because do the clubs actually own all those stairs like to the sidewalk line, or because I would imagine that's just public space, right?
It's just to kick people out because people are also like, trying to make money on there. They'll be like playing drums, singing, doing all this stuff. They'll see it as a performance act and just politely ask you to move.
Okay.
I can't wait to please stay in touch and text me and let me know when you can give us more information about the show.
Hell yeah. Hey, as soon as that drops, I'm telling everyone. That's like a big thing I was a part of, and I want it to be shown.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for the inspiration. All your challenges are absolutely amazing, and they are truly inspiring people, and I appreciate you, dude. You're a great guy.
No, thank you for giving me the time to showcase to your viewers on what I do, sharing my story. Like, I really appreciate being part of it.
All right, brother. Have a good day, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care, guys.
Ciao. Thanks, ciao, Michael. I don't know how he does it.
Dude, that RUCK was crazy.
Beast. 34, right in his prime. All right. Well, he kind of fucked with my he fucked with
your theory. Your theory.
My theory. Yeah. Michael Mirag. Michael Mirag.
There it is again. On secondary. Here we come.
Mirag. Instagram. Oh, and look at his tattoos are front and center right there.
His whole body's pretty much tatted up.
His deadlift mile. He had the red hair. Dude, I've worn the 30-pound vest for just like an hour before. It's
Mhm.
horrible.
Yeah, when I did that stupid barbarian thing, I had a 60-pound backpack when I did that, and that
Oh
thing just
boy.
killed my back.
Did you get a
Realized
headache from it?
I didn't get a headache from it, but I don't know. I mean, no, I didn't. I would imagine that 40 pounds would make a big difference. For me, it was just my low back. Like my low back just like blew up. But I was also carrying the sled behind me, and I had like the fucking kettlebells that I was carrying and stuff like that. But all the rest of it, you could like relieve the tension by just stop walking. I stopped walking, so then the sled doesn't have tension on you. You set the kettlebells down, but the backpack I like could not get off, obviously, because if I take it off halfway through that, I couldn't get it on myself. I had to set it up on a 30-inch box and then like slide it and like pull it tight and like buckle it, then stand up with it. So if I stopped like going, it was just like.
You'd be dragging that too. Listen. Shut it, Jeremy. Michael unfucked Sevi on the piercing. No, he did not unfuck me. Give me another hour, I'd get to the bottom of that.
I think he admitted he had issues. So
thank you.
I know. I was curious as to because he like I didn't know if you were gonna pull on the eating disorder thread when he had mentioned it, but I was like thinking about asking him if it had to do with the bodybuilding portion of his story there.
I probably should have gone down that way a little bit. In my head, I wrote it off that he really didn't have an eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's like,
he just decided for him, like
just like any different than the rest of us haven't like been like, yeah, probably shouldn't eat this fucking ice cream right now. I don't know.
It's weird.
Do you think he was? I should have asked him. Do you think he was making himself throw up? Like, if you're not gagging, if you're not at restaurants gagging, then I like shut up. You're just don't want to be fat. I get it.
What do people classify as like a disorder, right? Like I'll eat a pound of donut holes and feel sick. Is that a disorder, or is that just me being a fat ass? You know what I mean? I don't throw it up, at least not voluntarily.
Throwing it up, or like I think maybe like I think like just like the seeds of a disorder, which I think a lot of people have had is like you eat to train or train to eat. Like I've fallen into that before. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I ate a I haven't done this in 20 years, but I eat a little thing of Ben and Jerry's when I'm watching TV at night, and then the next day work out twice because you ate that ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like, I think that, you know what I mean? Is that an eating disorder?
I don't think so, but I do think when you were talking about the jujitsu thing and like weight cutting for young kids,
that would fuck you up.
I think that's where it would definitely get weird, because now all of a sudden you're eating stuff to where you're like, oh no, I'm gonna weigh too much, or it's gonna change this, and then you like force yourself to get sick. That's
when you're a girl and your swim coach tells you you're fat, but you're not.
Right.
The seed has been planted.
The seed has been planted. That story about the tits thing was pretty funny though.
That is the craziest. That'd fuck me up too. If somebody said that, you'd be like, oh god.
Especially when it's a young kid, because like it's not like they were trying to do it for like some like, oh, I'm gonna make fun of this guy so I elevate myself in this group or something. It was just
told
like
you the truth.
It was just an observation of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that they saw it. Those ones, that one hurts a little.
Weight cutting sticks for a long time. Bridging and sweatsuits. What's bridging? I don't know what bridging is.
I don't know what that one is either.
CrossFit said it. I love my back getting blown out, so he's on my rude list right now.
This is do you hate yourself after that? That sounds like now it's turned into a pathology. I've never had it. I think the only maybe like after the 200th time of drinking and throwing up, then I was like, fuck, I hate myself after. I don't think that I've never eaten a pint of ice cream and been like, I hate myself. I've just been like, oh, tomorrow I got to work out extra hard.
Yeah.
But I've definitely drank too much for too many nights in a row and thrown up in college where I'm like, oh, I fucking hate myself.
I'm never going to drink again. I swear to God, I'll never drink again.
And then 4 p.m.
Oh, I guess
I'll just take it easy.
It'll be fine. I don't want to. Yeah. After this first beer, I'll be fine. And then you are.
Crazy, dude. So crazy.
It's so crazy.
You can't have a hangover if you just keep drinking.
There you go. God, youth is crazy. You cannot do that when you're 50. Well, I can't.
You can't do that in your 30s. It's like even the early 20s, like we drink, drink until like 2 a.m. and then get up around like 8 and work out. And it was totally fine.
Dude, no way.
Hey, bro, we got a 30-pack. Unfortunately, I was that guy. I was the guy who would go to the store, and this is not an outlier story, to go buy a case of like Natty Ice and come home with like a half keg of it instead. Like, I'm like, oh, they're having a sale, $36 for a half keg of Natty Ice. And then I would just bring that home and set it in my living room and just start calling people.
I need help finishing.
Turned into a party.
And an hour later, it's fucking empty. I mean, on the weekends, I used to just get kegs of, when I was selling weed, I would just every weekend, Saturday morning, I would go get a keg of Newcastle and just put it in my backyard and people would come over.
I mean, it's a party starter for sure. Get the crowd going.
Yeah. All right. No Kill Taylor's going to be on Monday. Taylor is at some.
He's competing or something, right?
Is he competing? He's competing?
He said he was today and tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real?
Yep.
Shit, I guess. I thought you were retired.
Shoot, you know what? I should have looked at this earlier because the next sponsor was Holy Balls, or is Holy Balls. And
we forgot to tell him that it's not today.
Well, we didn't know. How
yeah.
To know?
Here, what day are we going to do this?
We were deciding on days, and it was like,
responded.
oh, he's still going to try to do Saturday. Then last night it was like he wasn't. And then they sent me the stuff. But they do have a 20% site-wide offer right now for February 14th and 15th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, we
so if you guys do want to go to Holy Balls, you get 20% off right now for the next 24 hours. The other thing too is like, I was just gonna say, then they will be the sponsor of the next Kill Taylor. We just got to figure out how the timing of that works with the new format too.
Hey, maybe they'll extend the sale to Monday.
Maybe
they won't get 20%.
Well, he's defending tomorrow, right, or Monday?
Yeah.
So and then this is the question that I have. So like, then that's not a sponsored show. That's still the sponsor from 65 Roses, right? So then the following Saturday when people call in, isn't that when the new sponsor starts?
Fuck, I don't know.
These are the questions. These are the logistical.
Do you think it's easy? Do you think it's easy?
I jump through.
Do you think it's easy doing Kill Taylor? Hey,
it was.
Oh, look, there I am.
Hey, look, wow.
It was really easy.
Yeah, it was.
And then we decided to start splitting it in 2 weeks.
And then it got complex. So yeah, go get your 20% off.
Listen, they need a disclaimer on there, like don't stick more than one in your mouth if you're under 10 years old. My kids will just plow those. And like I panic, like it's gonna, like, you know what I mean? Have you ever put 4 of those in your mouth? Like you'll go into a fucking panic. And listen,
I think if you put more than 1 in your mouth, you're gay.
Oh, well, I put 4 in there.
After I watched you do it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Listen, those have to be consumed with liquid, like milk. Ideally, when I see my kids eat those without a glass of milk, I'm like, you're missing out.
They're great with some coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
get the breakfast ball, a little breakfast ball and some coffee.
Holy Balls without milk is like sex without touching the tits. It's like it doesn't even make sense. Like what are you doing?
You have to purposely avoid it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 20% off site wide, 24 hours. Go over there.
I was just eating them too fast. I wasn't even like doing challenge, but I ended up like eating like 4. And when I was like, I think I was in a car. I was starving. We'd been at an event all day, and I cracked a bag in the car. And for a second, I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to breathe." And when I talk, it gurgled. It was crazy.
I was on the way home from Crash.
It was, yeah, that was crazy. I was like, oh, I was starting to go into a little bit of a panic.
Yeah.
Like I was drowning. God, the texture on those is so crazy. So good. So good. All right. I want to do a show tonight but I don't know if Taylor's going to be around. I really did not like his setup yesterday.
What were you guys chatting about? Are you guys on the files, the Epstein files?
Oh, what did I see this morning about the Epstein files?
What the fuck?
There's so much stuff in there. Like from everything, you know, from COVID to, I mean, there's just everything in there. Like when you're at top, when you're at top of the food chain, like everyone, and when you have that much access to that much money, everyone's contacting you.
Peter Attia.
I mean, those guys need doctors and health gurus too, right? I mean, he needed to keep it up.
Who does he hire to work at that place? Is it
At which place?
At the
Epstein factory?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's probably just all. I bet you it's all Russians because he's a Russian spy.
This is what I saw this morning. His butler, there's video of his butler out. His butler talking. His butler went to the FBI in like 2008, and they recorded the conversation with him in the FBI with video. And I watched that, and the butler laid out the whole thing.
Oof,
interesting.
Yeah, I watched that video today.
And nobody listened, huh?
No, they did.
They killed the butler.
Accident shortly after. What time do you think about doing it?
I don't know. Five or six.
Text or something. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I will
jump on it with you.
You guys want to see Sousa and Taylor get into it tonight? Oh, that's what it should be called. Oh, maybe we should call this show Michael something world record holder.
I think Caleb did. I think he adjusted it.
I changed the thumbnail. I made it different.
Yeah,
because last night was fucking lazy. I'm very sorry about that.
It was fastest mile with 100-pound ruck is the title now.
Okay, and maybe we should erase his time so it's not on there. I think
it's
I saw
not.
the time.
Okay, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was my fault because I put like the 6:33, and I have no idea where that came up after he said 6:21. I was like, I could have swore it was 6:23.
Did CBS fire Attia?
No, they kept him on.
I think being in the Epstein files is like gives you street cred.
Huh?
It's just the files. If you're on the list, you don't have street cred.
Okay.
What's the difference?
The list is.
Am I in the 3 million pages or am I in the one page of the 3 million?
The files, I mean, just fucking everyone's in there. Anyone who's anyone, like, is in there. Just because there was so much fucking money and resources around him.
Are you in the flight logs or are you just in the emails?
Yeah, I don't want to be in the flight logs.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
Well, you can use code LOVE20 for 20% off Holy Ball site wide for the next 24 hours.
Is it really LOVE20?
LOVE20.
Not Epstein 20?
No, I don't think that was the
code. He still needed a doctor. It's crazy take when it's post arrest. Yeah, he needed a doctor. He needed everything. He needed a doctor, a trainer, a cook. You know who's not in the files?
Who?
Obama.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Not yet.
I guess that another thing I heard is I guess the CIA has their own tranche of files that have not been released.
The CIA does?
Yeah.
Of course they do. Nobody's going to get anything that the CIA has unless you're Mossad.
Someone you would have loved. Someone called in and just fucking was singing your tune, Sousa, the other day. They kind of ass pounded me. I was trying to defend Pam Bondi and Trump.
Oh God, how can you at this point?
It's
impossible, dude.
They were just going to town on me. I told them never to call back again.
It'll be my one and done show with you guys on that one. As I calmly and logically lay out exactly how this whole thing goes.
When's silver going to go back up?
What is silver at?
Is the same as it was before the guy called in?
Oh no, I think it went up to 114. Silver cost. I think it was never supposed to go above 70, and then it got hit 100, and then it went 14. Silver price today. Let me see. Oh shit! It dropped back down to $78.
Look at Bitcoin too. Are you buying up all your Bitcoin now?
I've been buying $20 a day. Just 20
It's
bucks
below
a day.
70K right now.
Yeah. It's crazy when you see when you look into some of these guys. Like I was reading about a guy who owned 10% of all the Bitcoin out there yesterday. Oh, it's the Zhao guy. The guy who's worth 88 billion who lived in Canada.
Did you hear about the dude that threw away the hard drive and supposedly had like a ton of Bitcoin on it, and then they were going to try to get investors to buy the dump that he thought it was in, so they could like comb through it.
There's also another guy who has like 3 chances on his password to like access the Bitcoin, and he's already used 2 of them or something. So
oh boy,
and so he's like, I'm not touching it.
Is that really? That's the truth. You what?
If you have like actual Bitcoin, not like this bullshit crypto.com.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you have a wallet, yeah.
Like you actually have a wallet.
Yeah.
You have it password protected. That's what the what the fuck was that guy? The twins, the Winklevoss twins.
Yeah.
Yep.
They put their hard drives in one bank and then they put their passwords in other banks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That those two, they wouldn't be together, but also they'd be stored securely so that if they ever wanted to access it, they could find it.
Yeah, they didn't want someone to come up to them, put a gun at their head, and be like, "Take me to your deposit box and give me the code."
Exactly.
Peru holds the largest silver reserve in the world with an estimated 140,000 metric tons. It's 20% of the globe's total. Dude, someone told me the other day that like all the gold left in the ground would only fill 2 like Olympic sized swimming pools or something like that, and I thought that was bullshit, and I looked it up and it's true.
Jeez,
we're fucked. Just print more dollars. It's fine. We'll back it up.
10 countries with largest silver reserve. Peru, Australia, Russia, China, Poland, Mexico, Chile, Argentina, United States. God, we have 1/5 of what Peru has. Wild. And for those of you who don't know, we need silver for electronics. It's the most highly conductive metal known to man. So you need it. You need it like for iPhones and shit, and solar panels and Teslas. All right. Thank you, boys.
Cool.
What's the story with your shirt, Sousa? Uninsured?
Oh, yeah. It's a CrossFit Medical Society shirt.
Oh, nice.
Uninsured because community care isn't technically medical insurance. It's an alternative.
Trump about to take over Peru. Yeah, why not? All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun if you're in California. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's snowing where you're at, Caleb?
Not today. Thankfully, I brought all the sun back for me with Florida.
Nice.
Get a good workout in. I hope Michael inspired you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.